Well, hey there, friends and farmers. It's time for your 5 more minutes, and I'm coming to you from Britton and Julia Key's incredible garden. You know, I tried to be a gardener once. I went to Home Depot, I bought some starter plants, got some basil and rosemary, some yellow squash and some peppers. You know, basic suburban farmer kit. I literally dug up a bush in a flower bed and I planted those starters. And then I just sat around and waited. After a few months, we had our first harvest and it was awesome. I did absolutely nothing and I thought, I'm a farmer, I farm. So the next year, you know what I did? I bought twice as many plants along with some tomatoes. I dug up another bush and I threw all those things in the ground, sat back and waited for payday. But this time, nothing grew. The bugs were eating holes in the leaves and in the fruit. Tomato plants were just sitting there on the ground. You know, it turns out I might have had a little bit of beginner's luck that first year. Who knew you needed one of those cage things for your tomato plant to grow on? Apparently, everyone knew that. And apparently, if you really want to grow fruit or veggies, you got to build some good support structures like these raised beds or tomato cages. Or, as Chris talked about on Sunday, you need a trellis. In John 15, Jesus is talking to his disciples and he's telling them that his plan for their joy and ours is that we remain connected to him and to bear much fruit. I think we all want to live lives that are thriving and producing fruit, but that doesn't happen on accident. One of my former pastors used to tell me, if you have a value for something in your life, you better build a structure around it to support it. I want to have a happy, healthy, thriving marriage, but you don't just put a ring on her finger and all of a sudden have an awesome marriage. You have to invest in that relationship. You have to have structures like date nights and getaways and set times when your kids are not allowed to barge into your room. And if you want a real-time, healthy, spirit-empowered relationship with God, you're going to need something that's guiding you, some kind of structure to help you. And we're going to call that a rule of life. It's simply this, a schedule or a set of habits and rhythms that help us create space in our busy world for us to be with Jesus, for us to become like Jesus, and for us to do what Jesus did. In other words, to experience the full life, the abundant life that Jesus talked about in John 10:10. The reality is this, we all have a rule of life. The question is, do we know what it is? And is it leading us where we want to go? Are we becoming the type of people that we want to become? This fall, we're inviting our entire church family and everyone else who would like to join us to intentionally think about 7 key areas of our lives. And we have a workbook, which is a tool to guide us. Our small groups are going to be walking through this together. You can pick one of these up at our Sunday gathering at Ooltewah Elementary School. You can grab one at the church office. You can even download it at 2rc.org/rule of life. If your life with Jesus doesn't have some kind of structure to facilitate health and growth, it will wither. And it won't produce the kind of life-giving, God-glorifying, joy-filled fruit that we were created to bear. So pick up or download your Rule of Life workbook. Read through it. Start thinking about the structures and the rhythms that are already present in your life. I can't wait to see how God is going to use this. There's your 5 more minutes. Now what will you do with it?